right, it is 7 o'clock.
This
and I will
meeting is
call
being
the Finance
recorded.
Committee of April the 28th to order. Just take a quick roll. Michael Fiore,
Here.
Bill,
Here.
Aaron,
Here.
Kevin,
Here.
and Zach.
Present.
So I know Peter, Bonnie, Amy, and Paula could not join us tonight. So with that, Mike, I'll turn it over to you right now. I think we have somewhat of a short meeting. And Mike, I think I'll take Amy's role that you're muted.
You know, I'm sorry she's not here tonight because I was going to specifically thank her for those important words that she said throughout these meetings. Mike, you're muted. So at the last meeting, you were reviewing this article. It was Article 11. It's now Article 10 because the Water and Sewer Department pulled their article that they had that was Article 10 previously. And this is for the repurposing of those funds on Elm Street, the Reed and Barton project. And so the language was reviewed by town council, and the town council made one change to this, and I'll go over that with you. And town council also didn't see any issues with us with the court permission we had to use the site. Town council didn't see any issue with what we're proposing here impacting anything as far as liability. So before right here down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 lines down where it said environmental engineering and environmental remediation previously. That's been changed to monitoring as requested at the last meeting. And then the next section, the wording put in by the attorney to address any assistance to residents in the area, further to provide assistance to residents of surrounding homes who have been affected by contamination arising from the site as is necessary to protect public health and safety. And the chairman of the Board of Selectmen has reviewed this language and agrees with this language that the attorney proposes.
All right, thank you, Mike. Does anyone on the Finance Committee have any questions for Mike at this point regarding this article? And then if not, what we'll do is we'll have to, one, bring it up for reconsideration, have that vote, and then if everything's okay there, if everyone agrees, then we'll bring it up again for recommendation. All right, so the first step, does anyone have any questions regarding this article now before we entertain a motion to reconsider? Okay, hearing none, I will entertain a motion to reconsider article. Now, Mike, we changed the wording, we changed the article number. So do I have to make a motion to reconsider Article 11, which was the original?
I would say reconsider Article 10, formerly Article 11.
Okay. Sorry, did I hear somebody?
That's Aaron.
Sorry, Aaron, go ahead, Aaron.
I'd make a motion to reconsider Article 10, formerly Article 11, for the annual town meeting.
Second.
I like the excitement. We have a motion to reconsider Article 10, which was formerly Article 11, and a second. Any other discussion, conversation? Hearing none, I'll go to the vote. Mike Fiore?
Yes.
Bill?
Yes.
Aaron?
Yes.
Kevin?
Yes.
Zach?
Yes.
And I am also a yes. That's unanimous. All right.
Mr. Chairman,
Aaron,
I make a motion to recommend Article 10, formerly Article 11 of the annual town meeting.
Second?
I have a motion and a second to recommend Article 10, formerly Article 11, as written. Any other discussion, conversation? Hearing none, I'll go to the vote. Mike Fiore,
Yes.
Bill,
Yes.
Aaron,
Yes.
Kevin,
Yes.
Zach,
Yes.
and I am also a yes. That's unanimous. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Mike, is that all from your perspective tonight, as far as the articles? And then I know we have to go through the FinCom report, and I think we have some changes based on some of the dollar amounts that we need to clarify.
Yep, that's it, as far as any articles.
Okay. So I think the comment we had last time was we were all received the Finance Committee report that Amy was nice enough to draft, but I did notice a couple of things where we have to change some of the wording, some of the dollar amounts. So, Mike, I just want to confirm, when we were talking about using $600,000 of free cash, that is now, I thought it was $700, but it looks like it's $839,403.
Correct.
So we can use that. And we didn't use anything from stabilization, final, right?
Correct.
Okay. So if everyone's okay, if I don't know, Mike, do you have that to pull up for everybody, the actual Word document?
Sure, let me see if I can.
Excellent, Mike, thank you. So where I'm recommending the changes here is in it's paragraph 1, 2, 3. It's 3/4 of the way down where it says we recommend the use of $600,000 of free cash, of available free cash. That number is, I'm changing that to $839,403. And then I guess the next sentence in there is okay. Since May of 2013, we've utilized $600,000 in free cash each year. That seems to be fine. But then going down where it says, in addition, we recommend the use of $73,000 from stabilization. I'm going to strike that line. My question to the committee is, do you feel we should leave the sentence after that in describing what the stabilization fund is if we're not going to use it?
Mr. Chairman,
Aaron?
it seems out of context and will read weird. I think you can strike it.
Perfect. Thank you, Aaron. Appreciate that. So I would recommend that we strike everywhere from in addition all the way down to the end of that sentence where it has fund balance. And I think from my perspective, reviewing it, that's the only changes that I had regarding the Finance Committee report. Did anyone else have any changes or discussions regarding the report?
Mr. Chairman?
Zach?
Do you normally put what the stabilization balance is at the town meeting, or normally not brought up at all?
And it's normally not brought up, but we have it available if people ask for it, Zach.
Okay.
Is there any other discussion regarding the report at this time? Okay. Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion to approve the the report of the Norton Finance Committee for the May 8th annual town meeting.
Mr. Chairman,
Aaron,
I make a motion to approve the Finance Committee annual report to the May 8th, 2021 annual town meeting.
As amended?
Thank you,
As
Bill,
amended.
as amended.
Second?
I have a motion and a second to approve the report of the Norton Finance Committee for the May 8th, 2021 annual town meeting as amended. Any other discussion, conversation? Okay, hearing none, I'll go to the vote. Mike Fiore,
Yes.
Bill,
Yes.
Aaron,
Yes.
Kevin,
Yes.
Zach,
Yes.
and I am also a yes. That's unanimous. And Mike, I'll make those changes, and I will forward it to you, and I'll forward it to the rest of the committee as well.
Thank
All
you.
right. And then I will. Sorry, Mike. Go ahead.
I just wanted to thank everyone for all the hours you put in again this year. It's not an easy task, and I appreciate everyone's work on this. And I specifically want to thank Amy for those words. Mike, you're muted.
I'm sorry, Mike, I couldn't hear you. You were muted.
Yeah, get out.
Thanks, Mike.
And I want to thank
Thank you very much, Mike. Did a great job.
Yes, thank you, Mike.
Yeah, I want to reiterate the same, Mike. Really appreciate it with you, Michelle, James, and the rest of your staff. Without the information and the work you guys do behind the scenes, we wouldn't be able to do what we have done for this budget session. So we really appreciate all that hard work. And I know it's not easy work, and sometimes it's very difficult to make those decisions. But we rely a lot on your input, and I think it really helped us getting through this budget year. So I appreciate that, and please convey that to your staff as well.
I will, thank you.
Appreciate it, Mike. And I actually also want to thank the Finance Committee members for coming in. I know some of these meetings were short, some were long, and much appreciated going through and asking the questions that we do ask. So I appreciate that. So with that said, what I'd like to do is just confirm that I did send out the minutes for pre-reads. Did everyone have a chance to actually review those minutes, and do we feel comfortable voting on those tonight?
Yes.
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 Perfect. All right, thank you guys so much. I appreciate that. So I'll just start going down the line, and we'll treat it as a pre-read, and I'll just start with, I'll entertain a motion to approve the March 22nd minutes, Finance Committee minutes.
Mr. Chair,
Bill?
so I have one question, given that we have this follow-up item list. And in the list, number 9, I asked for a breakdown between the town salary and HR departments in the survey. I don't know what that means. So if anybody has a recollection as to what my point was, that would be great, but based on how it's written here, I have no clue what it means.
Okay. And Bill, that was on March 22nd?
It's consistent throughout all of them. It's the follow-up item. It's number 9.
I'll follow. Right.
Mr. Chairman,
Zach?
just, moving forward, I know there was a gap in having a recording secretary, but I mean, when we get these, to Bill's point, I don't know, months later, I have trouble to remember what I've asked. I mean, 3 months ago. I don't know, is there a way of getting them, more consistently, week to week, and, we can at least remember what we talked about?
Yeah, no, we'll push it, and a lot of that falls on me at this point, Zach. I received the information very timely from Pat. I didn't get a chance to review a lot of these, so, but Pat has been doing a great job getting that information to us timely, so I will ask to not have me as the roadblock. I'll forward it directly to the committee so we can all see it, and she has been getting it pretty much a couple of days after the meeting, so I'll make sure from going forward, we'll have these minutes for the next meeting, and we'll vote on them timely.
Thank you.
All right, thank you for your comment. So, Bill, I think. Go ahead.
I guess I was gonna say, I'd leave it in there, but, because I know there was a point in there about the survey and the salaries and whatnot. But given the time that went by, the specific point evades me at the moment, but I guess better to put it in there somewhat vague than not to have it at all.
No, it's a good point to get them done timely and be specific with them and address them week to week, so we keep the context of what it was, just so we have it fresh in our minds. Started out well, and it kind of faded into the background, so an opportunity for improvement, if you will. All right. But I think it was, remembering if we were talking about that, is we were talking about that $50,000 of an HR survey, went from 40,000 to 50,000, and what was going to happen with it. But the specific request, I'll have to go through some of my notes to see if I have the request in there, but I think at this point we can leave it in instead of striking it out.
Yep.
All right. If everyone else agrees, I will entertain a motion I think we did get the approval on that, a motion to approve or recommend to approve, correct?
I don't believe so, Mr. Chairman.
I lost track of that, Aaron. All right, thank you.
Fine, I'd like to make a motion to approve the minutes of March 22nd, 2021.
Okay, I have a motion and a second to approve the March 22nd Finance Committee minutes. Any other discussion? Okay, hearing none, I'll go to the vote. Mike Fiore,
Yes.
Bill,
Yes,
Aaron,
Yes.
Kevin,
Yes.
Zach,
Yes.
and I'm also a yes. Thank you. I will entertain a motion for the March 29th Finance Committee minutes.
Mr. Chair.
I'm happy to do that if no one has any comment.
Any discussion at this point regarding the March 29th? Okay.
All right, Mr. Chairman,
Aaron,
make a motion to approve the minutes from March 29th, 2021 for the Finance Committee.
Second.
I have a motion. Sorry. I have a motion and a second to approve the March 29th Finance Committee minutes. Any other discussion, conversation? Hearing none, I'll go to the vote. Mike Fiore,
I abstain.
Bill,
Yes.
Aaron,
Yes.
Kevin,
Yes.
Zach,
Yes.
and I am also a yes. So that is 5 approved, 1 abstention. Okay, I will entertain a motion to approve the April 5th Finance Committee minutes.
Mr. Chairman,
Aaron,
I make a motion to approve the minutes from April 5th, 2021 Finance Committee.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to approve the April 5th, 2021 Finance Committee. Any other discussion, conversation? Hearing none, I'll go to the vote. Mike Fiore,
Yes.
Bill,
Yes.
Aaron,
Yes.
Kevin,
Yes.
Zach?
Yes.
And I'm also a yes. That's unanimous. Okay, I'll entertain a motion to approve the April 12th, 21 Finance Committee minutes.
Mr. Chairman,
Aaron?
I make a motion to approve the April 12th, 2021 Finance Committee minutes.
Second,
I have a motion and a second to approve the April, that's April 21 or April 12th, the April 12th, 21 Finance Committee minutes. Any other discussion, conversation? Hearing none, go to the vote. Mike Fiore?
Abstain?
Bill?
yes.
Aaron?
Yes?
Kevin?
Yes.
Zach?
Yes.
And I am also a yes. That's five yeses and one abstention. I'll entertain a motion to approve the April 14th, 21 Finance Committee minutes.
Mr. Chairman,
Aaron?
make a motion to approve the minutes of April 14th, 2021 Finance Committee meeting.
Second,
I have a motion and a second to approve the April 14th, 2021 Finance Committee minutes. Any discussion, conversation? Hearing none. Mike Fiore?
Yes.
Bill?
yes.
Aaron?
Yes.
Kevin?
I was not in attendance, so I'll abstain.
Zach?
Yes.
And I'm also a yes. That's 5 yeses and one abstention. And I will entertain a motion to approve the April 21st, 2021 Finance Committee minutes.
Mr. Chairman,
Aaron?
I make a motion to approve the minutes of April 21st, 2021 Finance Committee meeting.
Second,
I have a motion and a second to approve the April 21st, 2021 Finance Committee minutes. Any other discussion, conversation? Hearing none, I'll go to the vote. Mike Fiore?
Yes.
Bill?
yes.
Aaron?
Yes.
Kevin?
Yes.
Zach?
Yes.
And I'm also a yes. That's unanimous. All right, that's all the minutes that we have posted.
I hate to do this to you, Steve. Can we redo the April 5th? Because I was absent.
Yep.
So I should probably abstain.
Okay. I'll entertain a motion to reconsider, if you will, the Finance Committee minutes of April the 5th of 2021.
Mr. Chairman,
Aaron?
I make a motion to reconsider the minutes of the April 5th, 2021 meeting, which Bill Rotundi did not attend and mistakenly forgot to abstain.
Second,
I have a motion and a second to reconsider the April 5th, 2021 minutes. Any other discussion, conversation? Hearing none. Mike Fiore?
Yes.
Bill?
abstain?
Well, this is the reconsideration.
Oh, yes.
Aaron?
Yes.
Kevin?
Yes.
Zach?
Yes.
And I am also a yes. Okay, so we can reconsider. I will now entertain a motion to review the April 5th, 2021 Finance Committee minutes.
Mr. Chairman,
Aaron?
motion to review or to approve?
We'll go approve. No, I don't think it matters.
I make a motion to approve the minutes of April 5th, 2021 to the Finance Committee.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion and a second to approve the April 5th, 2021 Finance Committee minutes. Any other discussion, conversation? Hearing none. Mike Fiore?
Yes.
Bill?
Abstain?
Aaron?
Yes.
Kevin?
Yes.
Zach?
Yes.
And I am also a yes. So that is 5 yeses and 1 abstention. Thank you. What I was going to say, so we do have a scheduled meeting on Monday that, as of right now, I don't think we'll need it, but we'll wait till the end of the week to make sure, and then we can cancel it probably by Friday if nothing comes up. But I'll circle back with Mike Unich just to make sure. All right. And I do not think at this point, we will have to meet before the annual town meeting unless something unforeseen comes up. Now, when I mean unforeseen, the only thing I would probably hold a meeting before to re-vote on anything would be a collective bargaining agreement, nothing else. And any of the lessons that we've learned in the past, when we do that, there's a lot of confusion at the town meeting, and it really taints the transparency of the process. So I will avoid that to the nth degree if need be. Okay. So I think at this point, I don't anticipate any other meetings. I did receive some information from Dr. Valletta that I'll forward to everybody after Monday's meeting. One of those, Zach, I did not see was answering your question on the cost of sewer flowage from the schools, or the expense they use to pump out. But I will request that again from Dr. Valletta.
He emailed me directly on that today.
Okay,
$12,500 a year.
12,500.
Correct.
Okay. Okay, thank you. All right. So again, we don't anticipate meeting again, and I want to thank you all very much. I think sometimes this was a learning curve for all of us. So any input on how to make the process better, because we've had a couple of new members. You saw some of the challenges that we had, some of the things that we could improve on. I know minutes was definitely one reference, but anything else, feel free to forward those to me. Your input is greatly appreciated, so we can make this process better. And I really appreciate the questions that we had. Some days I wish there was more, but always I think it's our responsibility as the fiduciary body of the town of Norton to ask those questions and get the information that we need to make our decisions. So again, I appreciate that. So with at this point, if there's nothing else that anyone wants to talk about, I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
I just want to interrupt, Steve. Well, thank yous going around. I realize that the chairman has the hardest job on the whole committee, and I thought you did a great job this year, and appreciate all the time and all the effort that you put in.
Thanks, Michael.
I second that.
I third that. Steve, one more thing before we go, just
Yeah.
for, I think probably me and Kevin. What is now the fall process? When do we start seeing numbers? When do we know if we have problems? When does that whole process ramp up?
So Zach, what I'm trying to get going, I don't want this to end, meaning I think we have to be more in tune and review reports regularly. And in the past, what we've somewhat done is after these meetings, we kind of ramp down. I at least want to get a monthly meeting on tap so we can, one, review the results of where we are in the month. So we're still going to be reviewing FY21, but also I'll call it a debrief from the annual meeting, what some of those challenges were, the questions, concerns that came up. And I think our journey's still done. We still have to look at the FY22 revenue projections to make sure they're on tap. So I want that to continue, and hopefully we can keep that going. We can keep the momentum going. I think our job is really important, and I don't think it should be just around the budget season. I think we need to meet we have to meet monthly is my feeling. If that's once a month or twice a month, but I think we can't just meet around the budget sessions. There's a lot going on. There's a lot to be doing. And what I'd really like to do is start really pushing and formulating. And Bill, I know you've talked about this many times, but what is our plan 3 years out, 5 years out, et cetera, so we can get that going and take a more holistic approach. I think, one of the challenges that we're seeing is all the discussions we're having, it's bottom line is it ends up taking from Peter to pay Paul, and we have to figure out ways to identify that. If we save in one area, we seem to be spending it in another. Some of that's necessary, but I think, we have to start looking at what we're doing. And I think some of the questions that came to light in this budget process was there's salary increases, there's all kinds of changes, incentive pays, but we have to understand that a little bit more. And I think the more we can take the veil down for more transparency onto all the town's budgets, the better. I mean, I think when we look at it, the three biggest budgets are the ones we have to understand are the schools, the police, and the fire. We really have to spend some time understanding those. And I think we had great questions around overtime. I think we found out about augmentation pay. I think we found out about some of these incentive pays, but I think that's only the beginning of the process. So anything we can do to have more transparency into those areas, the better for all of us. And I think we'll be able to have honest conversations with the townspeople at that point. And the more we can distribute information, talk about these things, I think the better transparency, where people don't feel like we're holding back or hiding something. So I'm all for that.
Mr. Chairman, also, if the building projects pass at town meeting, will this committee have any responsibility at watching the checkbook on any of that, or is that outside our realm, our scope of responsibility?
No, Zach, I firmly feel, again, as the fiduciary body of the finances of the town, we have to be involved. And that's what I was trying to say the last meeting as well, as for transparency. We should have regular meetings on where it's going. I still feel myself, and it could be just me, but we should understand, we should have regular reports from the permanent building committee, the school committee, the people responsible for, if nothing more, how it's going, where we are, what we spent, change orders. But I think a lot of that's to be interpreted, or implemented. But I think that's what I would ask you guys to think about, is what we want to see from that perspective, because these are huge projects that we have to really, this is our opportunity to show that we're overseeing these things, and we get explanations and discussions if things are changing. If we see some changes in the orders that are coming through, we should really understand why. And I hope, my hope is that the contingency, I think what was referenced, there was 8% contingency on each of those on automatic spends, but we should all see that.
Steve, do we have a liaison to the building committee?
We have, it's Bonnie.
Okay.
So, what I'm gonna do is ask for regular updates. I mean, they meet sporadically and not regularly, but I think if we can create questions or the things that we'd like to see, we can forward those, and it doesn't have to be going through Bonnie. I think Bonnie's a great resource because she is our liaison with that group. But I think they should be really thinking about, when they're doing stuff, what they should be reporting to us on a timely basis. And it's going to be more than just us. I mean, it's really all the boards, I would think, would want to see this information. But I think it's critical. I mean, this is going to impact everyone in the town significantly, depending on where you are, but it's going to impact everybody. So I think we need to do a lot more to watch over that. And Zach, thank you for asking those questions. I appreciate that. So I think what I would ask is until we meet again, it sounds like a song. Until we do meet again, think about those things, what we want to see. And I've asked Mike regularly if there's something we can do from a communication standpoint to get to the members of the town, if that's a quarterly newsletter, if that's something, just on what's going on in the town. I think we're missing an opportunity there. We keep pointing back to our websites and, Sun Chronicle articles, and I think that's, to me, is just the minimum. We have to do more to continue to educate. If we push that information out and people choose not to listen to it, that's out of our control, but we need to do a little bit more, I feel. And if that's a $15,000 expense, I think we seriously consider that. All right. So again, much appreciated. So if we can think about how we want to see, what we want to see from our perspective going forward, we will definitely have a finance committee meeting. If we don't get to that before the town meeting, we will definitely have one after the town meeting in May for a debrief and where we are at this point. And then I'd like to continue that going monthly. All right. So with that, I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
Mr. Chairman,
Aaron,
motion to adjourn.
Second.
I have a motion and multiple seconds to adjourn. Any other discussion? Go to the vote. Mike Fury,
Yes.
Bill,
Yes. And thanks, Steve.
thank you, Aaron,
Yes.
Kevin,
Yes.
Zach.
Yes, and thank you, Steve.
You're welcome, guys. And I'm also a yes. All right, guys, have a good one. Be safe, and we'll talk soon.